Welcome to the Michelle Roy Show.
Hello and welcome to another Michelle Roy's podcast episode. I'm so happy to have you once again here. Today I'm talking about my journey with my book launch. Yay, so exciting! I wanted you to just get a little bit of snippets of what's happening. So cuddle up, get your little favorite tea, coffee, whatever it is, and let's just have a nice time together. So a book process is not easy. Wow, I am so grateful for all the authors out there for the time and dedication they have in making this a reality. It is no easy feat. For me, it's been over 3 years of this book. To be honest, actually, the book is actually going to be launched next month, so it's exciting. The 28th of March, 2025. But just to see all the ups and downs and the whole process, it's quite something. So I was actually thinking about it last night. I didn't start this journey thinking I was going to write a book. To the contrary, I started this journey with chronic pain and invisible illness and just having to survive so much pain was hard in itself. I had really dark days, and I'm sure you understand when you have nothing to look forward to. You just feel that your pain levels are so high, your body is screaming at you, your brain is a mush. You feel like you have like 5 cars or trucks in top of you, can barely get up, and the medication side effects are just so overwhelming. And those times were very difficult, really struggle for me. And through little glimpses, when my face wasn't zapping away with the shocks that I get and intense stabbings from the trigeminal neuralgia, it was just the body aches and the feeling that I constantly have here as well, with the ants crawling and all of that. I just had to journal that and let my anger and frustration out on paper. That's kind of how my book process ended up becoming a book, because I journaled. I gave TN a hard time. I just needed a way to process what I was going through, the emotions that I was feeling. And it was kind of like, if you think about an onion being peeled, that was literally what was happening to me. Because in the outside, of course, just having to deal with the fact that I have an invisible illness that nobody could understand or see. I was in so much pain and agony, and I couldn't even understand what was going on at the beginning of the journey. And how do you find peace through that transition? How do you understand that the life that you once lived before and all the things that you fought for were not there anymore for you because you didn't have the strength to get out of bed? You were just in so much pain and agony that all you could do is be in that fetal position and cry out to God. That's how it started for me. And journaling was a connection into myself, in taking each layer one at a time. What am I feeling? What's happening? Why is this happening? When am I going to get better? Why do the doctors not have any answers? Why do these medications not work? Aren't they meant to work? But all of that made me understand more about me. So I journaled so much. And the process of this was not only that I wanted to find a way to become a mom again. Now, of course, you have your kids, you have responsibility, it doesn't matter. But I wanted to be part of my boy's life again. I wanted to be able to find joy somehow. So I shared before that, I really call out to God, and one of those dark nights, He really did give me a peace that passed all understanding. And it was just like a little candle inside. The flame was lit again. Of course, I've always wanted to write a book. I just never had time for it. People would always ask because I've traveled so much. Of course, there's so much that you can share about. I was like, yes, one day. But here I was in this really difficult time, and I needed to find a way to process what I was going through, the emotions that I was feeling. So yeah, my book literally became, first, journals, my journaling, putting it all together and understanding what was going on. And then, of course, I started going to therapy, and that opened up a whole basket. It's like Pandora's box, move, literally. But it became slowly but surely was starting to unpack who I was in reality, not just the driven, high accomplished mother, Michelle there. No, the real me, the essence of who I am. The joy, the love, the compassion, the tenderness, all those gifts that God has given within me, wanting to help others and to make a difference. So first was unpacking what I was feeling. It was going through the denial of my illness. It was going through the hard anger of being sick. It was going to the bargaining stages of, God, please, I promise I will do X, Y, and Z if you just take this pain away. And the months kept going, and months became years, and years became 6 years already on this journey. But through every single stage of that, I started finding a little bit that candle inside of me, that spark was starting to grow. So first was for my children. I wanted to be there for them. I wanted them to see a mom that kept fighting, that could fight through the difficulties of life, which I was going through. So that's where I say about making my bed in the morning or trying to get dressed. Didn't matter if it was in the evening. But those small steps started helping me pick up again, pick up myself, those pieces of myself that had just been completely broken, all those fragments once again. And then I saw you. Yes, I saw someone like myself that was struggling out there, going through the maze of doctors, the maze of all the medical system, going through all the difficult and trying times to connect again with what's happening from the outside to the in. Having to let go of that identity of the person I used to be, to finding who I was now and learning to live and accept it. And I think that's one of the big keys, was accepting it. So looking at my idea of, okay, I can write a book. Maybe I should write a book. And getting all of those journals together and going back and seeing this progress that I made. It was small, but it was a progress. It started encouraging me again that there is a way. There is a way to still be part of life. There is a way to still find joy despite our pain. There is a way to still feel that we are not alone and that we belong together. That I can still reach out to my family and friends, and that I could adapt to my circumstances as it is right now, and not just keep wishing that things weren't as they were, because they weren't. And really, learning to have self-compassion on myself has been the greatest part of this journey with writing my book. So I got a developmental coach because I can't do anything halfway, and she has been instrumental in helping me really compile all of this, make the arc of what my book is, which is really going through grief, the stages of grief, and then moving through it to find acceptance, to find joy, to rediscover that part of me. And one of the biggest takeaway for me has been how disconnected I was from my little self. You know, sometimes we get lost in our journey. Sometimes the past is too hard for us to deal with, that we just keep ourselves so busy so we don't have to look into it. We just don't have to tend it. Out of sight, out of mind. Well, our body keeps a score. Literally it does. So the process of me writing this book was exactly this. It was digging deeper and deeper and deeper. I felt like I was on the precipice looking down, and it was just a dark place. But I wanted to recover myself again. And I could only do that if I could reconnect with the essence of who I am, that I've been left somehow get lost through everything that I've been through. Can you identify yourself with that? Sometimes that you're struggling so hard, sometimes things that you thought was what you needed to do isn't. and you get lost in the process. So for me, writing this book has given me hope and made that candle inside of me, this is the best I can describe, just that light shine bright, because I could think of you. I could think of the reader that need to be able to feel that they're not alone, that this journey is also a way for them to connect with themselves, that if they allow themselves, they can find true happiness and joy again. Now, happiness is fleeting. It is a state of mind, but joy is deep. It's deep. It just lifts you up. And that's what I want with my book. Exactly a month from now, it's going to be launching, and it's called But You Look Just Fine, my journey to reconnect with myself and to rediscover joy amidst chronic pain and invisible illness. And for me, I still have pain. I am still struggling every single day. But I know that joy is possible. And I want you to find that for yourself, because that's the most important part, is that you can be loved fully and wholly, and that your pain does not define you. The strength and resilience you have inside of you, it's just so big. I want you to hear this from my heart to your heart. May God bless you and keep you. And if this resonates with you, please let me know. I love to hear your comments, be it on Spotify, on YouTube, on Instagram. Do follow me, and I can't wait for you to be able to see my book as well. And it's deep. It's deep. It talks about trauma and how I had to tend to myself. It's not only the physical pain, but most important, it's about rediscovering ourselves and showing love and kindness to that little part of us that we forgot along the way, so we can love ourselves as a whole. So my hope and prayer is that it will be a blessing for you, that you navigate through all of this with firm belief that you can and you will get through this. I know you will. May God bless you and keep you. And until next time, have a wonderful, blessed week, and find joy even in the smaller places. It's so important. God bless.
This was the Michelle Roy Show.